Today I want to talk about some of the crazy banners we've had recently and also casually discuss the schedule for the next couple weeks. I was on a trip for the past week, so I didn't get the chance to do a regular video for the brand new Double Special Heroes banner as well as the new Winter banner. We'll look at both banners in this video, but it's going to be a much more casual review, and for the Special Heroes banner we'll mainly talk shop about the juicy skills for inheriting. At the end of the video, let's come back to this event schedule because there are some things I want to discuss, and as you can see, it's just an insanely busy month for Feh. Now let's get started. So the Double Special Heroes banner was added about a week ago, and this was a complete surprise. This 8-man banner features all limited time seasonal units including Summer Lilina and Ursula, Picnic Flora, Bridal Sanaki and Tanith plus Groom Pent. Then we also have Festival Xander and Elincia. A mix of older and newer special heroes, this banner's existence raises some interesting questions. First off, the reason for this special banner existing could be an answer to the increasing amount of legendary and mythic heroes. For our usual monthly banners, generally this is where you could catch the limited time seasonal units for a second chance. If the monthly banner just becomes all legendary and mythic heroes, then we get less room for these seasonal units and things just get backlogged. Since this Double Special Heroes banner also features a special 6% focus rate with no pity breakers, just like the legendary or mythic banners, then I think it's pretty safe to assume that the units showing up here won't appear on the monthly banners since they got their rerun. Obviously we have some year 2 seasonal units here as well, and I think it's just to fill in room so the other colors can catch up with the year 3 seasonals. Key takeaways is that if you're waiting for one of these newer limited time units to reappear, I think this is your chance. I would not count on them showing up on future monthly legendary or mythic banners. There are no pity breakers, which are good, and then you have a 50-50 shot at getting the unit you want instead of 1 out of 3 chance. The next question is how often this Double Special Heroes banners are gonna occur. Was this a one-time thing, or will it be monthly, every other month, or even quarterly? Depending on the frequency of this banner type, you could see more year 1 and 2 seasonals showing up too. Let me know your thoughts on this unique banner in the comments. Moving on, we'll now quickly go over these 8 units, mainly to showcase what kind of skill fodder is on offer, because seasonal units definitely can have some very good skills you may want. First off, we start off with Summer Lilina, who is just a monster in terms of fodder. As a unit, she is a red dagger cavalier with extremely high attack, and that synergizes with her broadleaf fan. This inheritable dagger is very sought after because it's like a reverse blade tome. It grants extra attack equal to the total number of debuffs on the enemy, and daggers applying natural -7 debuffs to 2 stats is just the perfect combo. Broadleaf Fan is very good, definitely one of the best seasonal daggers on offer. If that wasn't enough, Lilina also has 4 other top tier skills. Rally Up Res Plus is great for buffing up an entire team or for arena score. Attack and Res Solo for that +6 to both stats when alone, along with Sabotage Defense for widespread defense debuffs is a great combo for the Broadleaf Fan. You even have Attack Opening for those supporting your high attack allies. Summer Lilina is crazy good fodder. Joining her is Picnic Flora, who is a red dagger army unit. Like we discussed with Winter Jafar, having access to the Fighter B skills makes Flora very strong, and she also has very high attack. Combine that with Bold Fighter and well, Flora does a lot of damage. For Aether Raids, I use her on my defense team, and with her ARD attack and res skill, Picnic Flora is so dang strong. A potential +10 attack and res is perfect for her, and she has Armor March for longer reach too. All of this is nasty with her unique dagger. It's a bit complicated, but basically it grants a flat +3 attack and is effective against beast units. The amount of times I've seen people try to tank my Flora with Canegus is a bit too high, and she cuts through him like butter. It also reduces the enemy's attack and defense based on how much more res Flora has with a max of up to -8. Seriously, don't underestimate Picnic Flora if you see her on a defense team. For me personally, red is going to be the best color here by far. Both Lilina and Flora are great units, and Lilina has some ridiculous fodder skills. For the blue group, we start with Bridal Tanith. She is a lance flyer with pretty solid stats, and her Lofty Blossoms is an inheritable lance with built-in Swift Sparrow. She also has Swift Sparrow as an A skill, and she has Harsh Command Plus, which is still incredibly rare. We got a lot of good lance flyers, and Tanith doesn't really disappoint either, but I would mostly go for her if you just want her skills. Groom Pent is a blue mage cavalier, and while he has decent attack and speed, he definitely isn't going to top the Reinhardt if you're after pure combative power. Pent does have very good fodder, however. Vessel of Cheer is also a Swift Sparrow tome, and Rally Up Attack Plus is an AoE rally skill, which is nice to have. He also comes with Pulse Smoke, and while Igran has brought that skill to the permanent pool, I think trying to get Pent here might be a better option if you really want it. Overall, blue is definitely nothing crazy in terms of unique units. We got lots of good lance flyers and blue mage cows. I would only chase these units if you really like them or if you want their fodder, some which are rather rare. For the green group, we have Bridal Sanaki. She is a green flying mage with good attack, and flying mages are always dangerous if you give them a blade tome. Sanaki does have a unique tome which grants +3 attack and boosts her attack and speed based on the number of allies within 2 spaces. She has attack and res bond and defense and res link, the latter which is a very nice skill since it can grant +6 defense and res to multiple units. Currently, Flying NINO is on the Tempest banner, and I think she is a more destructive green mage flyer, but I'll leave that up to you. Alongside Sanaki, we have Festival Elincia, who is a green dagger infantry unit and also a dancer. Elincia isn't really anything special in terms of fighting, she is your typical frail dancer. Still, she has the Cloud Maogi dagger, which is effective against dragons and also has hardy bearing built in. This used to be one of a kind, but Lauren from the recent New Heroes banners has the Dragon Slasher Plus, which does the same thing. Elincia also has attack and speed push if you want to put it on someone like a healer, and she has Rockslide Dance, which grants +3 speed and +4 defense to allies she dances. Green is maybe the weakest showing here on this banner, not terrible, but would only go for it if you want specific skills. For colorless, we have Festival Xander, who is a colorless dagger infantry unit and another dancer. Xander is a pretty unique dancer stat-wise, very slow, low res, but decent attack and defense. This works with his passive skills, which include Close Counter, Quick Riposte, and Odd Defense Wave. Close Counter is still not that plentiful, so here's a chance to get it. You could even use it on Winter Jafar, NINO, or Marth if you really want. The Dusk Uchiwa Plus is a dagger effective against cavalry units and has hardy bearing. Maybe not as popular, but hey, having the extra damage can come in clutch if you need to fight a full cavalry team. As a dancer, Xander is pretty unique already, but with Close Counter, he is also good for skill inheritance. Last, we have Summer Ursula. She is a colorless cavalry dagger unit with good attack and speed. Her Scallop Blade actually adds more attack and speed during combat if she fights an enemy that has a penalty on them. I don't really think this line of summer weapons are that great, but Ursula has other good skills. Rally Attack and Speed Plus is obviously a nice rally skill, and it pairs with Defense and Res Ruse, which applies long range debuffs and inflicts guard. Very powerful and annoying skill to face. Even Res Wave is also a fine skill, but I would personally take the other two first. Colorless is surprisingly pretty great. Close Counter, Defense and Res Ruse, and Rally Attack and Speed Plus are fantastic, and you have 2 decent units too. Now let's talk about the new Winter banner. Our first new unit is Winter NINO, a blue armored mage. Some crazy stats with 40 HP, 35 attack, 41 speed, 22 defense, and 31 resistance. She is once again the fastest mage in the game, and a beefy 35 attack means she's going to be a scary attacker to face. The 10-bit plus is a tome that heals NINO for 5 HP after every attack, and she will appreciate that since her defense is pretty low. Rally Attack and Res Plus is fine for supporting allies with +6 attack and res. Her passives include Attack and Speed Form, which grants extra attack and speed for every ally within 2 spaces. This actually sort of doesn't work well with Armor March, since moving 2 spaces away may put NINO outside of buffing range. However, if she is near her team, then good luck outspeeding her. She can possibly hit 48 speed just with 3 nearby allies. Now, Armor March does synergize with Bolt Fighter, and being ranged means NINO can get around to dishing out tons of damage. With such high base speed, she can also push through things like Wary Fighter, since Bolt Fighter is going to cancel those out, and of course on the enemy phase, it's going to be hard to take her down compared to a slower Bolt Fighter armor unit. Being a mage, Winter NINO can use a Blade Tome, and in terms of just pure damage, she's going to be a monster, but without Armor March, she'll have that lower mobility. Her weakness is gonna be that low defense stat, and while she can probably pull off the Close Counter plus Vantage Blade Tome set, getting to low HP might be risky if you try to tank a physical damage enemy. Even though she isn't as tanky, it's just hard to argue with a 41 speed unit, and honestly that's pretty much the banner in a nutshell. If NINO gets the free fire, she will be a tough unit to stop. Next up we have Winter SOTHIS, and oh boy, she is pretty crazy. SOTHIS is a green armored dragon this time, dressed up as a Christmas tree, and I do like how she's just sitting on a big bag of presents instead of her throne. She has 44 HP, 35 attack, 41 speed, 30 defense, and 35 resistance. Break out those calculators because 185 BST units are here. Not really surprising since the dual heroes have that 185 BST dual effect, but still it looks like stat power creep continues. SOTHIS has the same attack and speed as NINO, but with added HP, defense, and res, and she's just a monster of a unit. Snow's Grace neutralizes dragon effectiveness, so SOTHIS is one green dragon that won't get completely nuked by a Falchion. She gets a flat +3 speed to get up to 44 speed, and then if she has more than 50% HP, she also gets just +5 to all stats. That means she can get up to 49 speed, and this is coupled with even better defenses and then distant counter on top. She also has Special Fighter, which synergizes with Sirius, her unique special. SOTHIS tanks one hit, and Special Fighter charges up Sirius, which then heals her so that she can keep Special Fighter and Snow's Grace active. Pretty basic, but good luck breaking through all those stats. To top it off, SOTHIS introduces Threaten Attack and Res 3. If she starts a turn and is within 2 spaces of an enemy, she gets +5 attack and res, and debuffs nearby enemies with -5 attack and res. Just like with Surtur, it's extremely bad to let this activate, and it basically means if you try to bait SOTHIS on the enemy phase and she isn't moving 2 spaces due to Armor March or Armored Boots, then your unit just has to work harder. If you don't want to bait her, you have to go through distant counter and a fully charged Sirius counterattack. Very well made unit, and honestly, if you don't just smack her with an Army Slayer, SOTHIS is not going to be easy to take down. Our third unit is Winter ZEPHIEL, a younger version of ZEPHIEL compared to the regular one we got already. He is a sword armor and probably the most tame unit here, and even that's putting it lightly. He has 48 HP, 38 attack, 19 speed, 38 defense, and 36 resistance, a much more normal armor stat line. This boy is tanky with the highest res for a sword armor by a mile. I can probably imagine people would just give him Fortress defense and res for some ridiculous flat defense and res, and of course any more defensive buffs just make ZEPHIEL harder to finish off. His sword, the Bellwinger Plus, is like NINO and Jafar's weapons. It heals him 5 HP after every attack, and this synergizes nicely with Vengeful Fighter for 2 hits, and that's 10 health per fight. Distant counter would be a nice touch to hit ranged units too. Besides that, ZEPHIEL also has defense and res gap, which grants the ally with the highest defense and res total with +5 defense and res for 1 turn. Honestly, this is a really good support skill. For super tanks with high defense and res totals, you can always ensure to get more defense and res every turn, and honestly it would be best if someone else was giving this to ZEPHIEL. Overall, Winter ZEPHIEL isn't anything we haven't seen before. He will be very tanky, but that's pretty expected, and if he sticks with Vengeful Fighter, his player phase isn't that scary. Last we have Winter MARTH and ELICE, a new duo hero. They are a colorless armored archer and another insanely fast one. For stats, they have 42 HP, 36 attack, 41 speed, 30 defense, and 25 resistance. Again, crazy offensive stats while trading some of their defenses. MARTH's bow, Tangrisner, grants a flat +3 speed, so have 44 speed. This bow also grants +3 to all stats during combat and grants special cooldown charge +1 per MARTH's attack if he has a field buff on him or a movement buff like Armor March. The reason for this is because MARTH's dual skill is an AoE buff that grants armor and flying allies with +3 to all stats for 1 turn and the bonus doubler effect. This has a range of 3 rows centered on MARTH and ELICE, so if MARTH activates this, he gets +3 to all stats as a field buff, that gets doubled to +6 total, and then Tangrisner adds another +3. Just this adds +9 to all stats, and he gets special cooldown charge. Add on attack and speed form, and Jesus Christ, this duo can hit 60 speed in the right conditions. Dual MARTH also brings along his Fire Emblem special from his legendary form, and that does grant bonus damage based on his speed and buffs all allies on the field after it activates, which just further synergizes with Tangrisner. MARTH and ELICE have joint honed speed for self buffing and ally buffing because why not go even faster? All of this lets MARTH activate the new Fighter B skill, Daring Fighter. It basically is Desperation but with part of no follow-up. This means when MARTH initiates, he can neutralize effects that prevent follow-up attacks, so if you cannot match his speed, then you cannot stop MARTH's double, and if he is on lower health, he gets Desperation active too. My goodness, this is going to be very tough to stop. Since Fire Emblem is a 2-turn special with Tangrisner active, MARTH can proc it on his second Desperation hit, and this is a real nasty combo. Another really well made unit, and I'm sure dual MARTH is going to be a strong unit. His main weakness is being more on the player phase side, so reaching him first is your goal. That said, you have to bypass his insane speed or have guaranteed follow-up attacks. Daring Fighter also isn't too crazy if the Desperation effect is not active. If MARTH is on high health, you can at least still have a chance to just one-shot him on the counterattack. He can definitely be scary but not unbeatable, and without Armor March's range, he becomes easier to deal with. If he has other bows and scales, well, that may not be as true, so keep an eye out for tweaks to his kit. Overall, unsurprisingly, another really strong Christmas banner. SOTHIS and dual MARTH and ELICE are honestly going to be great units to have, and even NINO and ZEPHIEL aren't bad either. While I know many orbs are being spent this month, it's important to understand what's coming. The Double Special Heroes banner and Winter banner are underway, so the next big banner is this month's Legendary banner. It lasts for a very long time and begins around Christmas, so yeah, definitely gonna tempt some people to spend orbs. Last year we got Legendary Azura in December, and with all the money probably being spent thanks to things like gift cards, I'm willing to bet this December's Legendary Hero is gonna be another strong unit. If the Legendary banner isn't tempting, then there is the New Year's banner about a week later. This also includes all the rerun seasonal banners for both Winter and New Year's, so if any of those units interest you, then you have more to worry about. Only like a week after that, we have our first New Heroes banner of the year. Good lord, in less than a month we have 4 major banners happening. My personal guess is that since we got through all the seasonal limited time banners and we have a fresh book for to start with, I can imagine that more 3 houses banners are on the way. Obviously the game did very well, so it makes sense to pump out all the students you can, and heck, with Winter SOTHIS, it's entirely possible for other seasonal 3 houses units too. I would love to see Bernie or Felix, but only if he has his OP crest. Some things to keep in mind is that since banners are lasting for a long time, if you want to save your orbs, you can wait for the banner trailer announcements. For example, the Double Special Heroes banner lasts all the way till the Legendary banner, so you should find out who is on that banner. From the Legendary banner, you can wait till the New Year's banner gets announced, but sadly, I don't think you can wait till the New Heroes banner since those are a couple days apart. It's tempting to spend orbs immediately, but if you are concerned with a specific character showing up, then having patience may just save your stash. That being said, we have a ton of events happening, and that means tons of orbs. Back-to-back Tempest Trials means 84 orbs already, and we got login bonuses plus a New Year's celebration, whatever that means. Hall of Forms is back as well, which is exciting, and it seems like Mjolnir Strikes will continue to be a somewhat permanent mode, so keep on playing. This time of year is huge for gacha games in general, so just be wary of your spending and good luck on any summons you do. That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.